and welcome to another video of Vibing with Via. Now today's video promises to be very interesting, and here's why. I looked at the reviews that I got from the video talking about relationship, and a lot of persons wanted me to share from a woman's perspective, a Jamaican woman's perspective, what it is that we really expect of our men when we are in a relationship. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to give you 5 tips that I believe, so men, this one is for you. Okay, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips or 5 things that I deem to be super important when it comes to dating a Jamaican woman. All right, so if you're new here on this channel, I do 3 things. I tackle whatever issue that might be topical that's out there. I also do a bit of cooking for Sundays, and of course on Wednesday it is supposed to be a fun day where we just basically hold a vibe. So much of what happens on this channel is really about my own mood, and so I capture that on video, put it out to you. All right, so let's jump right into it. Thing number 1. Communication. Jamaican women love it when their men communicate. Okay, so if it is a case in which you are not going to be home early on a given day, you perhaps need to share that you're not going to be home early. If it is a case where there is something that might be bugging you, something weighing on your mind and something heavy, Jamaican women love when their men come to them and say, look hon, this is exactly what I'm going through at this moment, and just keep that line open so that either way the woman per se can understand what is her role in your life, and to a great extent perhaps engage in a little bit of role reversal, because oftentimes you will find that the women are the ones going to the men with their problems. So it is really nice to see a Jamaican man, or any other man for that matter, coming to a woman and saying, look, this is a challenge that I am having with a particular situation. So tip number 1 is communication, because you know what, your woman wants to be a listening ear. That brings me to tip number 2. Now, you have some man, you see, after them get into the relationship, there's a big sea that comes into place, and the sea wide like the whole ocean, and this is called complacency. So the whole idea is, when this gentleman was trying to woo you, oh my God, the words that were forthcoming were out of the ordinary, were out of this world, the sweet talk and the niceness, and the go out on dates. But the moment he figures that he gets you where he wants you, or he puts a ring on it, it's as if, Avarna, what more is there to this entire situation? And so what happens here is that you're just in the relationship. Woman might be cooking and washing and cleaning and taking care of the children, and the man might be, going out to work, playing with the children, coming and watch football all day, all night. Nothing else is going on. Where boring I go? You have to be prepared, gentlemen, to date your woman. You have to be prepared. Women are naturally social beings. Women are not birds or monkeys who want to be kept locked up in a cage. There's so many things out there to do. All right, so it doesn't have to be anything that is going to break the bank, which is what I think a lot of men, especially Jamaican men, have as a misconception, that to date someone simply means that you have to spend millions of dollars, or you have to be able to purchase, if it's dinner related, you always have to be able to purchase super expensive meals and that kind of a thing. No, if your woman is a real G, let me tell you this, she don't mind you packing up the bread and butter and driving down the beach, and we are both sitting there looking at the water and eating the bread and butter, and probably just taking a little bit of the salt here. Real women are about that life, right? I do get it that it can come across a little bit funny, because you do have those women who figure that if a man carry them to tasties, then naturally that can be a good date, or, but I don't know, to, oh, KFC price is high. If I'm gonna carry a KFC, you better big up yourself. But no, but honestly, right? So I know that there are those individuals who are of the view that a man taking them to, let's say, Tasties or to KFC or Burger King or one of those places, that's not good enough. But you know, there are times in which you might be dating your partner and that's all he can afford in that moment. So are you going to look at the fact that an initiative was taken as opposed to judging the place that he would have taken you? So that's tip number 2. You have to be prepared to date. Thing number 3, as it relates to relationship, is to be 100% vulnerable. Like Jamaican women, they're attracted to a man who will shed some tears. Again, these pointers that I'm giving are from real women. Me love one man with a ball. Make me see the tears that roll out of your eye, because guess what? That says to me that you have a soul. That says to me that you are human. That says to me that you are wired totally differently. This macho thing, man, you know, man, no this, you know, a man, no, like, who are you? Blood run through your vein. And the fact that blood runs through your vein is enough for me to understand that there might be a moment in which you may have to shed some tear. It could have been the loss of a loved one. It could have been because you kind of feel frustrated in this moment. And you know what else would be cute? If your love for me is like oh so strong that it causes your heart to just rain a little bit of tears. Not no wrong. Sometimes people show their emotions that way. They're also in love or they're also happy that they have to shed a little bit of tears. It's not always about sorrow and sadness and anger why people cry. So that's the third thing. You want to show that you're vulnerable, you know, show that there's a soft side to you. There's no point in always being macho. Point number 4. Point number 4 is to basically understand that the roles within the relationship does not have to be traditional. That's a big deal. So as a woman, I shouldn't always feel as though it is my responsibility and it is my duty to get up and prepare the meal, to clean the house and to take care of the children. There are days in which you can look and say, honey, you know what? I think you've been doing this for so long and you need a break. Like, just go chill. You know, I'll take care of this. I'll get the kids. I'll do the dishes. I'll clean up the house. I'll take a day off, man. Take a day off, right? Likewise, I believe it is okay too for a woman to understand, and I'm talking about finances here now, that it is okay to step up to the plate too and either add to something or sometimes taking over that role. Men, I know a lot of you grew up in the age where you were told that as a man you have to be the provider. I respect a man who wants to be the provider, totally respect that. But there are days and there are instances in which your money might not be able to cover every single thing. That's all right. You should be able, if this woman is a woman of substance, a woman of worth, you should be able to say to your partner, look, I'm gonna fall short here. Are you able to back me up? It doesn't mean that you're less of a man because for a particular week or a particular month, you're not able to carry the financial burdens of the family. It is totally okay for you to convey this information to your partner. Jamaican women don't mind a man who is going to be open and honest about his finances. Remember now, from the jump, we don't like pretentious man. If you know that you're a broke kind of guy, just come out from the very beginning and say, look, man, dollars not too tall. You understand? Likewise, we're not interested in anybody who believes that because they have it like that, they just want to throw it away or throw it in people's faces, right? We like balance. Jamaican women like balance in a relationship and harmony in a relationship. So, gentlemen, if you're watching this, please remember it's, you know, not a sin if it is that for a given point in time you are not able to rise to the occasion financially. That is expected from time to time. All right, so what's my 5th and final point as it relates to what a Jamaican woman wants to see in a Jamaican man. This is what they're gonna cause trouble. Commitment. I think every Jamaican woman wants a man who is prepared to be committed, to be invested. I don't know, but my own experience has shown me that a lot of Jamaican men still have this Solomon kind of mentalities, one bag of woman thing, and that is what defines them as men. Sometimes, even when they're in a space where they are dating a woman, or even, get to the stage of marriage. But every Jamaican woman, I believe, wants a man who's going to be 100% committed, 100% invested. Is that so hard? So it's a matter of communication, it's a matter of sharing, and it's a matter of basically spicing certain things up. I think that for a lot of women, because we, and I say we know collectively as women, not just here in Jamaica, but across the world generally, I know I work in situations where I have to deal with a lot of women and women issues. I can speak about this. I should actually try to put up the stats on the screen right here, but if I'm able to find it, that is. But I know of circumstances in which it was said that women should be seen and not heard, that the role of the woman is inferior. And so it is important for men in relationships to know that there is still, to some extent, that that mentality that might be hovering over the average woman, right? So even women with bold personalities generally may not be the individual who may raise the bar to a certain extent. When it comes to relationships, they may be a little bit more subdued, and so maybe the man might be of the opinion, but I want an X and I want a Y and I want a Z, and there's something that is readily available outside of the relationship, and that might be one of the reasons that they, and that might be one of the reasons the man decides to just be uncommitted. Is that a word? Right? That might be one of the reasons infidelity creeps into the relationship. But the truth of the matter is that it comes down to one of the points that I've raised before, which is communication. If you're not talking, if you're not saying to your partner that this is what I want, this is what I'm desirous of, etc., 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 then naturally she may not know. So commitment is just one of those things that a Jamaican woman wants from a man. And I'm just saying that I believe that if men who are interested in Jamaican women should pay attention to these 5 points that I have raised, hey, you may very well score as it relates to having a good woman, a good Jamaican woman in your life. So if it is that you like my 5 pointers that I have given about dating a Jamaican woman, then go right ahead, like this video, give this video a thumbs up, share this video, give me a heart if you love this video, and of course comment down below and let me know what other tips you would give to a person wanting to date a Jamaican woman. I thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, and I do look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, VWV squad, big up yourselves.